Hey, there we go. This on real quick. Is you Southern? Yep, indeed. It is you. Okay. 1 second, please. Hello, good sir. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Oh God. Internet is bad. Okay, there we go. Sad. There we go. All right. Hello there.
What's up, man? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I think you're good. Ow, my back. Okay. Oh, at this point, we're just waiting for people to get on. So, about that stop motion that I mentioned a while back, as I said, I have not figured out how that works yet, so it has been temporarily canceled. Whoa, okay. But there is another project I'm working on that should be released on the 16th.
Cool, sounds good, man.
I think you could turn up your volume just a little bit. I can still hear you, but it's kind of hard to.
Let me see what I can do here.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to go make a post on my app. Okay. Right, that's a little bit better.
Okay.
I can actually hear that now.
Good deal.
Okay. Oh, man. So, purpose of this stream is really just going to be me interviewing a bunch of YouTubers, whoever decides to pop on.
Awesome.
I'm going to be asking you a few questions, if that's all right.
Yeah, we can do that.
Cool.
That'd be fun.
First question. When do you think this next stop motion project will be coming out? because obviously you've learned that there's another stop motion project on one of Sam's streams the other day.
Yeah, as far as one of my next stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got a project that I am launching here very soon. It is about the same size as my Nar Shaddaa project a few months back. And as soon as we're done with that, which it'll take me a few months, I do plan on doing some stop motion, and it's going to be much more heavily military oriented. It'll be a lot of stormtroopers involved, and so it'll be much more of that military aspect rather than the it was just sitting around a couple of guys in the Nar Shaddaa project, but this will be Vader, Inquisitors, and a battalion of Imperial stormtroopers. So it'll be a pretty challenging project. I'll have a lot of moving figs, a lot of moving parts in it, but we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, from what I hear, from what you said there, this actually sounds pretty cool. I might have to watch it as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, I put a teaser photo up on my Instagram yesterday.
I do think.
Yeah.
And I can't wait.
Yeah, so it's an Asian style build, kind of Japanese with some Chinese touches to it, but
right there.
George Lucas, he created Star Wars based on like the Bushido code from Japan with samurai and all that. So I just kind of wanted to go back to the source, go back to the roots of what George Lucas had in mind, and make kind of an Asian village. I don't know. You also, I'm sure you saw the first episode of what was it? That Star Wars animated series.
Visions.
Yes, thank you. The very first episode was fantastic, and that feel of Star Wars, but like if it was Star Wars in medieval Japan, I don't know, just really an interesting concept.
I only saw the first 2 episodes because the series didn't really appeal to me that much.
Yeah.
But I do like the styles. I've always been a huge fan of animation and like stop motion and all that. So
yeah, me too.
Now I do have the build that I was going to be using for the stop motion behind me, or behind the camera in front of me. So maybe when we get a few more people on, I can show that off.
So let me ask you, you were saying you were having some issues with getting stop motion going. What's been a challenge? Maybe we can.
Well, it's not anything that you said over Instagram. Like I got the posing good. I have most of the frames still saved on my phone, but it's the length of the stop motion. My device won't let me go past 50 frames for the stop motion.
Okay. Here's how I do it. I don't use anything on my. I don't know if you got like an Android or an iPhone. I don't use my phone to do it. Now I'll take the pictures with my phone, but what I do is because like I want to say Nar Shaddaa was something like 15 or 20,000 photos. It was a lot. And I would take the pictures on my phone. Each scene would be a couple hundred photos, depending on how long it would be. And then I'll save it to my computer. And then I use a free program. It's completely free called Shotcut. And Shotcut will allow you to do frame by frame videos. And then you can control the speed of each frame. Basically, you can make it do, 8 frames per second, 12, 15, however much you want. So using Shotcut, there's no limit on the number of frames. You can have thousands in there, and it'll take care of it for you. So that's how I do mine to get around any kind of frame limits.
Yeah, I even came up with a really smart blaster effect that was going to be used in the stop motion. So, for example, we have a standard B1 droid here.
Yeah,
and I'm going to have them fire blue lasers. So this would be the start frame right here with the blaster. And then I was going to clip this lightsaber hilt with a minifig hand, or not hilt, made with a hand on it. It's for the second frame. Kind of put it off screen for the third frame, and then kind of disappear it for the last one.
Yeah. And what you can do too to help yourself, here's how I don't know if you had a chance to, I think you mentioned you might have looked at it. If you look at my Nar Shaddaa, there's a few different scenes where I've got blaster shots, and the way I did those was like you said, and I would put a sometimes it'd be like a trans red cone piece on it, or like the longer bar piece, and then what I would do is off just outside of the shot, I would shine a light, a small LED light onto the scene, directly onto the translucent pieces, and it would light the pieces up. Like, I don't know if you know the little red lights that have the button push that they're made by Lego, and I would shine those onto the scene, so it would look like the laser was lighting up the entire scene. Right, looks like it's red all around. You take that photo, and then, like you said, you take another 2-3 pictures of that translucent bar going out of the screen, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, I have a little LED thing which I've used for a few of my mocks, like my Ringo Vinda, my Gamma Squad's Final Stand, those things, which I have the red lights here, and they work pretty well. Obviously, it works better with no lights on, which they also have like this little light that's stuck on a tile that I use for like under roof lighting. You have these here as well, so
yeah,
they definitely work. But I just definitely like the look of the blaster and minifig hands, because you can conceal it, and then when you hold it off screen, you can hold it by the hand.
Yep. Good idea.
Now, the one thing that I couldn't do, because the main Jedi I was going to use is Mace Windu, I do not have any trans purple studs. So what I did for his activation was just 1 frame, 2 frame.
Yeah.
Obviously, I could have used a bunch of trans purple studs, but I do not have them, and I do not have money to get them, which is unfortunate.
I understand that.
I saw an Instagram poll today. It was, what is one thing you wish you knew before collecting Lego? And I responded, I need money.
Oh man. Yeah, I've made several memes before about being bankrupt and doing Lego. That's a fact.
The most expensive set I own right now is this boy AT-AT right here, the one that came out in 2020.
Yeah, I got that one.
That's the most expensive set I have physically put together. But probably the most expensive set I own was the one that had the original MODOK minifigure back when that wave was coming out in the Marvel sets.
Mm-hmm. I actually bought that AT-AT, and I still haven't built it. It's been sitting there for 2 years. I got it actually because of the figs. I just wanted the figs. Of course, now you can get. They've got the Snowtrooper Battle Pack out now, but I got it for the figs and the parts. But I haven't actually built it yet.
It is a good build. It is a very fun build. I will definitely say that. It is not something that is underwhelming, for sure. And of course, it's not as in-depth as the UCS AT-AT, which I will never be able to afford that, let's be completely honest.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I'll never be able to do that either.
But what I like to do with my snowtroopers, obviously we have the stock snowtrooper, but in certain, obviously with the snowtroopers, the old minifigs had backpacks. So what I did is I just gave the snowtroopers a backpack build of the white neck bracket and one by one white tile, which I could have used printed. I do not have a lot of them.
No, it looks good the way it is.
Yeah. But another question here. This is more back onto the Lego side of things. Out of all the wave of the summer wave, which set do you not plan on getting if you were to get all of them?
Oh wow. I know which ones I am planning on getting. Let me pull up the set. Let me put up the set list here. 2022.
So I actually have the Obi-Wan Starfighter, the gray base plate with a good minifig selection, the Scythe
Okay.
Transport one, the BB1, the ATTE, and the Justifier.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the Justifier with Cad Bane, there's no way I could ever afford that. Yeah. So I want the Fig, but I can't afford that. Oh yeah.
Order
Yeah.
have the rest of the bad bad. Want to get the Omega. That's about it.
Yep. And then the Andor set, that little it says Ambush on Ferrex. That little Andor set, I don't care for that. I actually want almost all the figs from the, as you said, gray base plate set. The figs are great with that. I'm just not going to pay.
It's like
not going to pay $50 for it.
Has arm printing in. I'll take that.
Yep. So I like the figs on that one. I don't. Now this probably sounds like Lego heresy, but I don't plan on getting the ATTE. I don't need it. I do actually want to get the Inquisitor ship because I kicked myself because I didn't get back into Lego until 2018, and I was looking back at the last several years at that point from 2018 back to like 2014, 2015. And I got as much of the stuff that I tried to catch up, but I spent like $1,000 that year trying to catch up on some of the good stuff, and I missed out. Still, I didn't ever get the Inquisitors. I didn't ever get the Grand Inquisitor, Fifth Brother, and so I was hoping that they would remake those. And Kenobi, surprisingly, they decided to use them, which was nice. So I want them for the figs. I want to use the Inquisitors in my upcoming build. And what I'm going to do, the only one I don't care for is Reva, but if you remember, I want to say her name was it Second Sister or something like that in Jedi Fallen Order, that gal. I was just going to swap out Reva and make it her. So I like that. Trilla, yeah, I love her storyline. Hers is great. I love Trilla. So I'm planning on swapping out Reva for her.
That is completely understandable.
Yeah.
For me, so out of all the sets I mentioned, I really want the Obi-Wan Starfighter because I'm hoping to at some point build a massive Camino mock.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna.
Yep, I was. That one's much more affordable.
Not the 45s, the 48s.
Yes.
Too wide.
Yeah.
So I need as much Kaminoans as physically possible. The one thing that I need to build up an army on, ironically enough, is the Phase 1 clone troopers for that.
Phase 1, yeah. Do you remember that Jedi battle pack from, I don't know, it's been 4 years ago now? A lot of people didn't like it, but I bought at my Walmart had them on sale for like $3 or $4 at one point, like literally the whole thing $3 or $4. So I was like, you know what? Even though I don't need 8 Kiadi-Mundis and 8 Barriss, it's like, man, I can't pass this up. $3 for the whole thing. So funny. Yeah, I ended up getting for a fact.
I think it was one of the Lego Star Wars YouTubers. They built a Barriss Selfie army out of those sets.
Yeah, yeah.
The worst Sith/Jedi physically possible to build an army out of. I would much rather take a bunch of Kiadi at this point.
Yes.
But back to I do want the minifigs. I'll probably just get Ned B off of Bricklink or whatever, and I'll probably just buy some printed arms for Vader because I have a Vader, and once you have one Vader, you only really need one Vader. So.
Yeah, I got my printed arms Vader from the. Here it is. It was the 40th anniversary Bespin set, and I didn't special order it. I didn't pay too much money for it. My local bricks and minifig store just happened to have one day when I walked in. I was like, okay. Everybody else was out having riots in the street trying to get it, and I was just like, fell into mine.
Hey, I'll take. Yeah, I do want the ATTE. Not just because of the Phase 2 Cody, even though that would be beautiful, considering I have a Captain Rex. He would look very beautiful next to Rex. But I want the ATTE for my own squad, so I can modify it and make it look pristine. Obviously, it will be close to Coconut's Rhino Company ATTE, but it will still look cool.
Coconut. What a good builder. Good dude, too.
I'm really excited to see what he does for the rest of his Coruscant mock. It looks really good so far.
It does. The scale of it is really ambitious. I'm liking it myself, especially. I've always been a fan of perspective shots. Building smaller things, but at a distance, and making it look like it's real. I'm looking forward to seeing how he finishes up those the background buildings.
Yeah, and I saw that comment. I was like, yeah, this would look really cool if you put a camera at minifig level, just looking up and seeing skyscrapers. And I would love to see like explosions coming out of the Senate building with AATs firing at it or whatever.
Yes. Oh man, that'd be so great.
And I actually rewatched. It was on YouTube. I rewatched the Battle of Coruscant, and I was rewatching. I was like, so this is going to be probably one of Coconut's best mocks in terms of clones. But
I completely agree.
Yeah, back to the sets. As I said, the ATTE, Justifier don't really care about. BD1, on the other hand, I will take BD1. He is the cutest barn droid we have ever gotten a build for.
What do you think about the fact that? Oh yeah, go ahead, man.
I was just saying, thank God I have the extra hinges from the Bad Batch shuttle and the Mando Starfighter to make his legs actually posable.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of BD1, what do you think about Lego not making any Fallen Order sets? What's the deal with that? Why are we not have any Fallen Order sets?
I say it's very, very dumb. You give us a BD1 and then expect us not to want more Fallen Order sets? Like, this doesn't make any sense, people.
I mean, I can think of so many, $35 to $50 scene sets like Dathomir. My gosh. Oh.
Dude, that Axie Droid's mock of Dathomir, that was cool. That was cool.
Perfect. It was perfect. Yeah, having a Dathomir mock with some of the brothers there. We've never had Night Sisters before. Why have we not had Night Sisters Lego? And then Zepho mock.
And I don't even think she's an official figure.
Yeah, there's too many opportunities that they've missed with Fallen Order.
I mean, come on. In the solo sets, they gave us the dude with 4 arms. How can we not get the Breeze?
It Breeze, exactly. How can we not? Yeah.
And just getting a Mantis would be cool. Like, we don't want anything else. We just want the Mantis. Please.
You mean the Mantis with Breeze and Trilla? My sister's name.
Sierra Cal. Maybe throw in an extra or something in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I've seen multiple people customize their Scout Troopers to look like the ones from the game. Just include that minifigure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'd pay big money for that. I'd pay good money for that if it was a super good minifig selection. Because I buy sets. I don't know about you. I buy sets for minifigs. That's the reason I get them. I've only got a few sets on display. I got Vader's Castle on display. I've got some TIE Fighters and X-Wings on display. And
that's a beautiful set.
Vader's. I knew the day I saw that when that came out 3 or 4 years ago. I knew that was going to be a collector's item forever. So I got to get that one.
I actually tried to get one a while ago because one of my friends was offered to pay the money for it, but they didn't come through, and I was like, oh, darn. Now I can't find the hairpiece. I think it's either on one of my stormtroopers or somewhere. I don't know, but I actually made my own Cal figure for when I get the BD1.
Nice. I've been wanting to do an Ilum build at some point. I want to do an Ilum build with Cal. Yeah. I've got a really unique idea that I'm gonna try to pull off. So,
what I would personally want to recreate from Fallen Order is either the scene where Cal refines his starfighter on the Venator on Baraka, or the the first duel between Trilla and Cal.
Yeah. No, I actually like that scene a lot when they're there. You're talking about the one where they're in the deconstruction yard and that starfighter is stuck in the side of the vent. Yeah, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
Wipes off the dust off of the Republic symbol.
Love it. Yeah.
And as I said, the first duel between Trilla and Cal, that would be cool.
Yes.
In terms of planets, obviously we know SW is doing Kashyyyk, which that's turning out to be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I also really want to try my hand at, as you mentioned, Dathomir, Ilum. I would even say as far to go as Zepho.
Did you see Kubrick? He had a really good Zepho about 6 months ago.
I don't think I did, but I saw
Yeah.
those First Order Legos Zepho.
Yeah, check
It
out
was-
Kubrick. Nice Polish builder with his Zepho. It was really good.
I'll pull that up in just a minute here. Now, I do have a list on Google right now. Let me pull it up of some sets that I would like for my birthday, which is ironically the 16th when that decides to come up. So if I just pull it up here, we have the BD-1, the Scythe, of course. I still want that the Luke's X-Wing from, I think it was 2021, the $50 one, to go inside with the TIE Fighter. Because I have the TIE, I just need the X-Wing to go along with it.
It's gonna kill you to hear this. So you know the 2018 X-Wing that came with Biggs and Luke. I actually got 5 of those because there was 2 local Walmarts in Memphis where I live that one had 3 and the other had 2, and they were on clearance for $17 a pop. The original price was like $80, and I got 5 of them for it was like $85 total for all of 5 of them. They're on my shelf over here.
I had that set, and I completely regret taking it apart because that was a beautiful set.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I think when it came out.
I also bought 5 because once I had 5 X-Wings, I had to have 5 TIE Fighters. So that was the same year that they had the solo TIE Fighter. It's a little bit larger. It's the one that came with the Mimban Stormtroopers.
I say that's the best play scale TIE Fighter we've ever seen.
Completely agree. And the figs were awesome because you get, and it's Han Solo Mud Trooper, but I got, you get 5 basically Imperial Infantry troopers and then 5 Mimban Stormtroopers, which are that's one of the best Stormtrooper variants we've ever had.
Suit as well. And kind of that officer guy as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Tobias. Yeah. Beckett. Yeah.
Yeah, the other ones I have on here is obviously I want the fighter tank, 2 of them specifically, so I can get one for review and building and the other for modifying it. And of course, I want the Windu arms for my Sig Fig.
Yeah.
Obviously, I still need a bunch of 501st battle packs. I want 3 of them because I want to have a decent 501st army with my Rex.
I think I've got about 3 of those that I bought. Yeah.
I have 3 currently right now, and I've turned one into a Bark Speeder with mini ATRT. Let me just pull out the mini ATRT here. Yeah, the Bark Speeder is right here. It's shortened down by like 2 studs, and the good thing is like next to Crosshair's Speeder, which as you can see, it's a little shorter.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit more accurate. But and then the mini ATRT, it's kind of folded up right now because that's the only way I could fit it into the build.
Mm-hmm.
But I had changed the other ATRT into a little sidecar for an equivalent Bark Speeder. So like a little stretcher type thing that we saw in the one episode where Rex gets shot.
Yeah.
And go to cut. All right. Back to this. I also want the probe droid. That is one of my favorites right there. Because 1, the probe droid, iconic, and 2, this looks beautiful. Now the non-Star Wars sets that I want are kind of at the bottom here. I'm gonna go from bottom to top with this one. The Nano Gauntlet, I want it just to go with the Infinity Gauntlet that we have. Because, I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to dual wield Infinity Gauntlets?
Of course.
The Dom Charger, the 1970 Dodge Charger from Speed Champions, I want that one purely because I have the big $100 Technic one.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice to go with that. The Medieval Blacksmith, the $180 Ideas set. That
Good choice. I did buy all the. I didn't buy the set, but I did buy all the figs from it. Really good.
I want the set because I'm a huge medieval fan. What can I say?
Well, you can tell I'm a bit older guy, and back in the late '80s and early '90s, the castle theme was my absolute favorite. I've still got a big pile of castle figs from back in the day. So yeah, I love castle.
Perfect segue into the next set here, the $400 Lion Knights Castle.
What I'm waiting for is because I can't. It's hard for me to justify spending $400. Although the castle's worth it for sure. But what I'm waiting on is for how they put the on maybe you know this, maybe you don't, the pick a brick on Lego.com.
Yeah,
the Black Falcons, which they're perpetually sold out. They as soon as they get some on there, they sell right back out. I was lucky enough to get like 50 of them about a year ago. I'm waiting for them to put all the Crusader Lion Knights figs on there as well. At some point, I hope they do because it's not a licensed set; it's just Lego proprietary. So hopefully they'll put those on there one time because I want to get like 100 of those different variants. So that'll be wonderful when they do that.
And obviously the ATTE is on the list, but I can't actually put it on there because of always being out of stock.
Yeah, they'll catch up.
But back to the Lion Knights Castle for a second. It is so historically accurate. That's the one thing I love about the set. It is almost like an exact replica of a castle I'm pretty sure I've seen before.
Oh yeah, it's I can tell they put a lot of thought and a lot of design work into that castle.
They actually did their homework once.
They did. They did. It looks good. It's a good display piece.
Yeah, with that Lion Knights Castle, the Galaxy Explorer, it's a cool set, don't get me wrong, but I want the castle more.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. That space, the Galaxy Explorer, that's from the space era that was just a little bit before my time. My time was Blacktron 2, Unitron. Those guys were. That was my kind of early '90s. Was my space day. Yeah, Ice Planet. Oh, I forgot. Ice Planet was awesome. That was one of my favorites.
I mean, I'm not as. I'm quite a little bit younger than most people in the community. But I remember I was more interested in Marvel than I was Star Wars when I first started out.
It's easy to do. I mean, the Marvel sets, they generally are more generous with their figs than the Star Wars. I don't know why either.
I remember it was 2013 when I got the MODOK set, which was my first Lego set ever. And it was the year right after the first movie for Avengers came out.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, I'm 1 year older than the MCU.
Goodness.
It's kind of funny because my parents are both 2 years older than Star Wars, so I guess it kind of works out in that case, I guess.
Goodness, yeah. Well, that makes me feel old too. Goodness. Yeah, I mean, but when I was a kid, I can say this. When I was a kid, we only had 3 Star Wars movies. That's all we had was the original trilogy. I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school when Phantom Menace came out. I went to go see that on the last day of school with my friends.
That's one way to end out your year.
It was and it was so different. I'll say this: man, seeing Phantom Menace for the first time, it was so radically different than the original trilogy. I'll tell you this: I have really grown on the prequels a lot. It has nothing to do with the sequels. Just the prequels. I initially, for the first couple years after high school, I didn't like episode 1 or 2. I loved Revenge of the Sith. Watched that opening night. That was fantastic. It took me several years for the prequels to grow on me. But now, when you look back on them, you can see that they show you like what the Republic was and it's at its height, before everything fell apart, before the Sith came back. So now I like the storyline.
Yeah, which back to Google here. Me and my friends are writing a 2-part series that revolves around my squad and their characters. The first season is called Call of the Dark, and the second one is called Order of an Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm currently writing in the middle of chapter 3 of the series, and currently the characters are kind of going to this old planet to explore a temple or whatever. And hold on, let me see if I can find the line here. Yeah, I mentioned in the story, I say, obviously skipping a line of text here, a ruin of an ancient Sith place of worship in the days before the Republic, before the rule of 2 was instated. And then I say later on, I also believe to fight an enemy, you must learn from them and know why, and know them, study them. So
I will tell
like
you that
before the Republic. I like that idea, just before the Republic. That's why I'm so excited for the KOTR remake.
Oh man, you and me both. I played both of those, KOTOR 1 and 2, back in the day, and loved them. The fantastic era of Star Wars. And I'll tell you, anything Sith, especially the Sith at their height, is a big interest of mine. I actually bought a ton. I say a ton, like a dozen Sith Trooper minifigs about a year or two ago. At some point, I would like to make a, like you said, pre-Republic Sith temple type situation that I love. Such a good part of the lore.
Yeah, and in that, I even gave this temple a name. It is the Kuftar Temple, which you can steal that if you want. Yeah. So about more of the story, which the prologue / trailer of this will come out on the 16th. Call of the Dark is before the Empire, and Order of an Empire is during the Empire's reign after Order 66. And for Call of the Dark, it is a master and his Padawan going through the years of the Clone Wars slowly until Order 66 happens. And then after that, Order of an Empire is after Order 66 and the Padawan trying to regain sanity.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a lot of story arcs kind of merging in together. Like, we're going to have nods of Ahsoka later on. We're going to have Kenobi, Anakin kind of mixed in there. And in Order of an Empire, we're actually going to throw Maul in as like a major antagonist.
Love it.
And yeah, I really cannot wait to see how this hits among my fans.
Maul, he's such a good character. I didn't watch Clone Wars. I admit I did not watch the Clone Wars series until like 2 years ago. And before that, I didn't care too much about Maul because my only encounter with him was basically the Phantom Menace. And, he's just kind of a throwaway character in that movie. But I'm actually glad they brought him back. I know Star Wars kind of overdoes bringing folks back, but when they brought him back, and I watched all of Clone Wars and then Rebels, and his character arc is outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Maul,
the guy.
Written character in the Clone Wars, it's kind of hard to hate on him.
Mm-hmm. It's a tragedy story, yeah.
The way that they brought him back in season 7 as this, I wouldn't want to say he's the ruler of Mandalore now, but he kind of is.
Yeah.
But when you look at his story after the fall of the Republic, he goes into kind of what I feel like they should have executed Boba Fett's story after he came out of the Sarlacc pit the same way they did Maul.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot there. with that. I agree.
I guess it's about time in the stream where I can start showing off the build.
Let's have it.
Let's put the ATRT back. As I said, the main Jedi I used in this build is Mace Windu, but I also threw in Captain Rex because, come on, who else are you going to have command the 501st?
Of course.
All right, let's see. Nope, that's my camera. Still getting used to this StreamYard thing.
Oh, yeah.
The storyline was going to be something along the lines of a droid invasion was coming to this clone base to gather valuable information on the supply trades of the Republic. And obviously, Rex and the 501st had to defend from the droids.
I like that you're putting story with that. I think that's something that's missing with a lot of mocks these days is a truly in-depth story. You know, you see a lot of mocks out there that, you know, they look good, but what's the story behind it? I like to know the story. So it's good that you're putting one to it.
Yeah. Here, let me turn this light off for a second and get better views of it. Yeah, this was actually the final frame of the stop motion that I had. It started with Windu igniting his lightsaber and would slowly zoom out to unveil a wall of droids using their infamous wall of death technique.
Yeah.
Now, I'm actually really happy with how the walls of the base turned out. They're not very complex, but they look very nice.
And I see you got kind of a barricade there.
Yeah, this was just a put-in barricade by the clones, so they have 2 levels of defense.
Yeah.
And yes, the clones actually have room to stand up here. It's not much, but they can at least move around to dodge blaster bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to see, but I did put some piping detail in this side of the hole right here. But on the other side, I decided why not throw in a gonk droid, because every good Star Wars mock needs one.
Of course. Love the gonks.
Of course. And in here is the actual interior of the base, which there are another shelf over here where clones can stand on. Which actually, let me remove the roof. Give me a second. Ugh. It takes a second to remove the roof, which I guess is a testament, because good building techniques are here.
I think your camera just went out.
No, it's facing the table right now. I needed to.
Got it.
Yeah, I needed to. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I built this wrong. Go, ding, bang. Oh, okay. There we go. So, there's the roof. As you can see, there are more shelves here where I would have clones standing just to kind of, if droids breached the fence, the clones could pop up here and have a safe shelter to fire down at the droids. We have a meeting table, which is actually a mini replica of the mock itself, which I'm kind of proud of. And then we have a back-to-tank dispenser here using the capture chamber that Maul was in the Duel of Mandalore set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. And yes, those are all 2 stacks of trans blue studs in there.
Have you used Bricklink ever before?
I have, and the only thing I got was a Minecraft baby cow.
Oh, okay.
I do want to get you Bricklink. I do want to use that more, but it's kind of hard to because I don't have a major account or whatever.
I'll tell you an easy way to use it is what you can do is like go to the grocery store or something and you can get like a Visa gift card for yourself, and then you can use you set up a PayPal account. You can plug those Visa gift cards in and they'll work just fine, like as if it's a credit card on Bricklink. I've done that loads. So you don't need, so that way you don't need a bank account to be able to buy stuff.
Yeah. Well, good to know. Good to know. At least.
Or like if your birthday's coming up, hey, you can ask your aunt or your grandma or whoever, hey, give me a $100 gift card, and then again you can plug those into PayPal and they'll work all day long on Bricklink. So I do that plenty.
That's some good information right there. All right. I don't know what else to talk about. So, do you have any questions for me?
Let me think. We can talk about some of my stuff. We can talk about movies. We can talk about minifigs. There's all kind of stuff.
Real quick on the subject of minifigs. For my Fallen Order mock I did a while ago, it was the Imperial Refinery on Kashyyyk.
Oh, yeah.
I built the custom Flame Trooper here.
Yeah, it looks good.
It used the head and helmet of the ATDP microfighter pilot, the Snow Trooper, First Order Snow Trooper torso, the ATDP pilot legs, the First Order Jet Trooper backpack, and a custom tube that I made of just 3 pieces.
Yeah, I love making Fig Bash custom figs. It's kind of a fun thing to do.
Yeah, that's kind of how I made Cal. He uses Cassian's legs, a backwards Rebel pilot head, torso in blue, of course, young Obi-Wan's head, and some orange hair if I had it lying around here. I even kind of did the same thing with my custom 99, who I will be putting in Camino mock.
Mm-hmm.
Just black short legs, Farm Boy Luke's torso, and hips, dark gray arms, and the back of Professor Quirrell's head from Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who were some of your favorite builders on YouTube?
Okay.
You mentioned Coconut earlier.
Yeah, Coconut, SW, Axidroid, his Wakanda mock was peak. Best
Yeah,
one
that landed him like 500,000 views on it.
He canceled Minbon because I was really looking forward to see that huge, just large-scale Minbon.
Oh, yeah, that was a shame. Yeah.
In terms of smaller builders, I would say like First Order Lego Star Mox. You're pretty good. And a bunch of others like Life Bricks. He's also pretty good. Tyler,
yeah.
And just a few others YouTubers who I cannot remember right now. Even though Studs' Venator was pretty cool from the Battlefront series that he did.
Mm-hmm. You watch Brickanics?
Yeah, I think I'm subbed to them. I'm subbed.
Over at Brickanics. He's a good dude. And then I think, was it on Brick Mad Sam's stream that you and I chatted originally?
Yeah,
Brick Mad Sam? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how his Batu turns out. It looks really good so far.
Man, he sure makes good progress on it. I can tell you this, he's a lot faster builder than I am. It takes me ages to build something that size. He's making good progress on it.
3 months to build a 248 by 48 Hoff. I'm pretty sure it actually took me half a year to finish that thing. And
Yeah.
the most building I did was the AT-AT.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I still have most of the white pieces still trapped in a drawer.
Yeah, taking apart mocks is always a big chore.
It's sad, but hey, at least you get to move on to the next one.
Indeed.
Now, in terms of other LEGO YouTubers, Studio 64, he's really cool.
Yeah, he's got a nice Mandalore mock going on.
Yeah, I like that. It looks so accurate, like to look like Mandalore as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just anyone who does decals and stuff like that. Studios, Sanders 3 Studios, I actually got this hover tank build. I think it was on Hoth. I got that from them. I just slightly modified it. But yeah, that's. I don't really follow a lot of Lego YouTubers who I look up to, other than. Oh yeah, David. Almost forgot about David and Matt.
Yeah, Brick Whiz and Solid Bricks. Yeah.
Mandalore was beautiful.
Hey, when I see that, it looks so expensive.
I know. It was perfect timing too, because it was. I hate to say it was bad timing, but it was perfect timing for Lego because that was immediately before the 332nd Troopers got released.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was bad timing on David's part or really horrible timing on Lego's part.
Yeah.
What about like custom minifigs? Have you seen any cool ones, or you do own any custom minifigs like printed or?
Yeah, and I'm a purist custom guy. I made a Wat Tambor because it's criminal that Lego has never given us all the Separatist leaders. So I made a Wat Tambor a couple years ago for my Mustafar facility. And then I have a very obscure custom fig called Loku Kanaloa. He's a Mon Calamari fig. He's from an old card game from back in the day. He's a Mon Calamari sniper. And then I've got a few others that I've had. I'm trying to think of some other ones that I like out there. A lot of the Fallen Order ones are really good. I've seen a couple good Night Sister customs that I really like. Again, I mentioned that before. It's criminal that we don't have any of those. Speaking of figs, though, there's a couple that I can't figure out why Lego hasn't done more of them. Like if you think about Luke Skywalker or Han Solo, they've literally made hundreds of those each. But if you look at, let's say, Count Dooku, they've only ever made 3 Count Dookus ever, and we haven't seen one in almost 10 years.
Clone Wars Dooku and the Episode 2 Dooku from that one set.
Yeah, I don't have any Dookus at all. I wish I did. They're so expensive now.
What I did, I had the 2013 set that he was in, but I recently found his head, and I was like, I know what I have to do. So I immediately gathered 2 hands off of a random minifig, tan hand, and I said, hey, look, it's Episode 3 accurate Count Dooku.
Right. Yes. Who else? Oh, Palpatine. We haven't had a Chancellor Palpatine in ages. I want to see them redo Palpatine's Arrest. If I could ever have them redo a set, it would be Palpatine's Arrest.
I really want that set. That is probably one of the best sets from that wave that we've ever gotten.
Yeah, and those figs, I mean, if you just bought the figs right now, you'd be paying like $250 on Bricklink. I would just love to have that set for the figs again. And just to have an updated Coruscant office there would be awesome.
That would be cool. Now, the funny thing is, this Windu, minus the cape, is the same one that came in that set. I got it from a trade a while ago. It's the same one. It's the same face, same torso. And you can tell it's the same one because it has no back printing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Of course, until I get the new one in the fighter tank, that's going to be my Windu.
I got my Windu in the General Grievous, Grievous set from a couple years ago that nobody wanted.
Oversized speeder.
Yeah.
See, I want the Grievous, which is kind of where I want the Solus one. I really want the Grievous from that set. And it also, come on, there's an Airborne Trooper. I want an Airborne Trooper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for custom minifigs that I've made, I've showed these off quite a few times, but my favorite one that I've ever made in terms of non-named troopers is my custom Incinerator, which I used on Hoth.
Outstanding. Yeah, I love that.
I know he's wearing a backpack most of the time, but I even put back printing on him as well. For more purist customs, obviously my whole squad. which the Purist Customs are me, my Padawan right here, a modified version of NIL-8 from the most recent TIE Fighter, just gold arms, and the officer guy right here as well.
Yep.
But with more of the painted customs, my favorite, it has to be my ARC Trooper that I made. His name is Pins. And it's funny because his helmet is literally just a bomb squad helmet painted blue.
Here you go.
I have to get rid of the bomb squad somehow, am I right?
Yeah.
My next favorite one actually is the first one I ever made. This is my specialist right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Looks good.
He's gone through a bunch of iterations. Like he started out with the P2 Rex torso, then he went to a standard clone torso, and then he went to the standard Stormtrooper torso. The next one, which I'm really proud of this figure, is my Medic, which is just my Scout Trooper repainted.
Mm-hmm.
The part I'm most proud of is that arm. I got that plus symbol perfectly.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And the backpack is also a really intricate build. I like it. The next one is just a repaint of the P2 gunner that we got in the previous fighter tank from 2017.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then the final one is this ARC Trooper, which I just stole the torso from the Jet Trooper and the legs from an Iron Man figure that was made a while ago. And I have a bunch of like just Mandos and stuff like that lying around here as well. And with one of the Mandos I have, when I had the figure, I had one experiment I wanted to try, and it was, can you put goggles on a Mandalorian helmet? Turns out you can. And also the gun, I'm really proud of his gun design.
Oh wow, yeah.
But I would love to get into decaling and stuff like that. Because I believe it's criminal that obviously now we have a P2 Cody, but other commanders like Wolf, I would even say some of the commandos like Gregor, Sposs, Fixer, Sev, and all them. I find it criminal that we haven't gotten any of those guys yet.
I agree. Yeah, if
and
you
other
some
ones like Fox and Echo and Hardcase, the rest of the 501st Umbara squad, and minus Dogma because no one likes you. But what were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Wasn't important, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, we hear you over there. Don't mind my guinea pigs in the background. But with my Rex here, another figure that I'm surprised I had still in my collection is I have the legs and the helmet from the original Phase 2 501st Trooper. That is the original helmet and legs right there.
Yep, sure is.
I think that was actually one of my first ever Lego Star Wars sets, which is funny. The other one being the Rancor pit from 2013.
Ooh, yeah, I missed out on that.
Unfortunately, I don't have the figures anymore. I traded them off for money.
I really thought that after Boba Fett show, I really thought that we would get a Rancor set out of that. I'm disappointed that we didn't.
The one piece I still have from that set that I remember came from that set is, hold on, give me a second. the gate. I still have the gate from that set.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've just never found a use for it.
Hmm.
All right. So, what do you think about the rumors for next year's Winter Wave that we've gotten so far?
I actually, you know what? I've missed out on a lot of the most recent MNR rumor mill stuff, and so what are you hearing? 'Cause I haven't heard too much about it.
Don't worry, I can fill you in. From what it looks like, I'll start off with the less exciting stuff. I think we're going to be getting a Book of Boba Fett set. I'm not sure what it will be, but we don't know yet. I actually can't remember too much, but the most exciting thing to come out of the rumors is a Phase 1 Commander Cody helmet and a Phase 2 Captain Rex helmet. The only person who I know who has seen the Rex helmet is the Lego Brit. Which I've noticed a trend. With every helmet that has been made, a figure has been produced of that character.
Yeah, yeah.
That year. Like with the Boba Fett helmet, we were getting Boba Fett and Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
So, which that leads me to believe we will be getting a Captain Rex sometime next year.
Makes sense.
And I severely hope LEGO does not miss out on this opportunity to throw him in a blue Y-Wing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
From the end of the Clone Wars.
Yep.
And it would be a perfect opportunity to throw in Jesse, standard Phase 2 clone, maybe another 3 Trooper, Ahsoka. And it would have to be Ahsoka with her cloak.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Of course.
And obviously Rex needs a backpack and whatnot, but we need a feat to Captain Rex. I'm fine with the one I have, but I want one in the 2025. Because I am one of those people who's insane and loves the 2020 style more than any other style we've gotten.
Yep.
But yeah, P1 Cody and P2 Rex. I'm the only thing I'm weirded out about that is why did they go with P1 Cody?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
You're going to be throwing in Phase 2 Rex. You might as well just make Phase 2 Cody, since it's literally the same thing.
Right.
I mean, look at the TIE Fighter and the Stormtrooper helmet. It's literally just the TIE Fighter helmet is just a Stormtrooper helmet with tubes.
Of course. Yep.
But still, I don't care. I'll still be getting the set. I'll still be getting it, whatever he comes in. But yeah, I don't know. What else could we do? I don't really think there's anything I can think of to talk about.
That's all good, man. No, it's been a good stream. I probably do have a few things I got to go run and take care of, but yeah, it's just been a lot of fun, man.
All I can really say is just stay tuned out for the 16th. Hopefully I can get my buddy and I to record the prologue, and we can get that stuff out by the 16th. So may the force be with you, man, and good luck on that next project.
Yes, sir, and thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
No problem at all. And
Do I need to keep these rotor rooter